Yo, what's good, fellas? Back with another reaction video, man. I love doing these, you know? If y'all love it, I love it. But anyway, all of them are recent videos and all that. I've been talking about KAWAKI's win condition because we all know he's gonna fight JURA. And I said one of his win conditions is if he just evolves into an OTSUTSUKI. But to do that, he would need to absorb, I think, Boruto, KAWAKI, or their main targets, which is his is Naruto. It was a lot of stuff that y'all get from other YouTubers, and y'all tell me, like, y'all think HIDARI will betray JURA and the rest of the Shinju and join Boruto and SARADA. I don't know where y'all got that from, but I understand because of, you know, him being Sasuke and all that. You know what? I think I'm gonna react to a video about that. So I might not go too deep into it. But here's what I think could happen. I think there's gonna come to a point where HIDARI, MITSUKI, and the bug dude, I'm gonna call him Buggy, they're all gonna lose. And the only one that's going to be standing is JURA. At that point, he might just absorb the rest of them. He might just absorb all three and become a greater being. That's usually how it happens. All the rest of the Shinju get beat and he absorbs all of them into his body, or in another twisted way. I feel like the worst possible scenario in all of this is if Naruto just gets devoured. I feel like that's gonna be one of the biggest, like, surprises in anime history. Like, am I gonna lie? Like, bro, like, Naruto gets devoured. Like, there gotta be a way to save him too. It's like, damn, no, he cannot go out like that. But it's Meek. I'm gonna leave his channel down below in the description. Make sure you guys go show him some love. Go check him out. I ain't even gotta say it. You leave a like on this video, you gotta leave a like on his video. I want to try to get him to like 500 likes. It's at 404 at the time of this video. It'll probably be at 500 likes by the time I upload this. So if it's at 500, just get it to 600. But without further ado, let's hop into the video.
Evolution is a concept that many characters in Boruto have brought up before, especially within the OTSUTSUKI clan. Characters like Momoshiki and Ishiki had goals of obtaining chakra fruits and updating their genetics in order to reach a higher level of being. And we've already seen
that's maybe why I thought JURA was just gonna devour the rest of the Shinju, because basically that's how Momoshiki got his power in. He fused with Kinshiki. But the thing is that exclusive to only OTSUTSUKI? You would think they could possibly do that too, right? And if it does happen, that could prove to be a problem. Or maybe HIDARI himself, if he was to betray JURA, gets devoured just because. Or he would have to hold JURA off so that maybe Boruto and SARADA could get away, then he gets devoured and then he gets even stronger. That could be dope. Y'all don't think that's dope? But he has to get there though. I know a lot of you guys are gonna also say Code can get devoured, because at this point, where did he go, bro? He's out the story, bro. Code is out the story. When he dipped from Boruto, it's like, what can he do? He can't attack Konoha. He's too weak. When chapter 4 came out, I thought he was going to get devoured by the Ten Tails. Like, that's what I thought he was going to do, because I didn't see how Kishimoto can write him back into the story with him having significant impact. Unless Code has a redemption arc. He sacrifices himself to save maybe EIDA or Damon, Boruto or SARADA, because at the same time, he was surprised himself at what he created. He created these beings with his Shinjutsu. He was surprised himself. And you gotta remember what MITSUKI said to Code. She called him a fool who will just keep being used by others. That kinda hurt. That hurt. I know that hurt my guy Code. So I could see him trying to play a part into getting rid of these Shinju. I see it. It's either those two things, nothing in between. But I just realized if Code was absorbed, he could make these dudes significantly stronger. Not gonna cap. I think I cracked the code before I even started the video. We can end it right here.
A higher dimension compared to everyone else in the series. With
But
the introduction of the
let's
Shinju
keep going,
in the
man.
past couple of chapters of Boruto TBV VORTEX, JURA, the leader of the Shinjus, established his goal of.
You see, this is why I like waiting for the official release. Y'all be like, yo, why do you read the official release? Because it's stuff like this, bro. Like the leak stuff. I didn't mean to do that. The leak stuff will say like this. It seems like we degenerated a bit from being awakened from you. Like, bro, what? But the official release makes way more sense. So that's why I just like to go over the official release. And I support the official release as well. You should too. Go read Boruto.
Naruto Uzumaki. And even though this isn't an Otsutsuki, which is what the Ten Tails are programmed to eat by their instincts, within their ability of self-awareness to create new thoughts and ideas, I think it's very possible that JURA can evolve into a stronger being, maybe even into an Otsutsuki. Now that may seem far-fetched, considering that in order to become an Otsutsuki, one would have to gain access to the Karma Seal, and a legit Karma Seal as a matter of fact, like with Boruto and KAWAKI. Boruto had the privilege of having the best genetics possible, so becoming Momoshiki's vessel was the ideal scenario for Boruto to turn into an Otsutsuki. Whereas with KAWAKI, the Kata organization had to sacrifice tens of children's lives in order to find a perfect vessel for Ishiki. And because of this, both Boruto and KAWAKI's genetic makeup went from human to Otsutsuki within a span of a couple of years. Now, for a character like JURA, who has desires of devouring a non-Otsutsuki, such as with Naruto, he will have to get close to KAWAKI in order to get
But what happens if he absorbs code though? Yeah, the thing is, what happens if they do absorb code? We all know code's karma isn't a regular karma. Nobody can resurrect through it. It's only a karma for raw power. He was still supposed to feed Boruto or KAWAKI to the Ten Tails and then eat that chakra fruit to become an Otsutsuki. But the thing here, it says they are evolving differently than usual. So if they are evolving differently, then there might be a different way for them to evolve without even devouring their target or Boruto and KAWAKI. It could just be code. We don't know. But all I'm saying is, even if one evolves, which I think he'll probably be the last one standing, then they're in deep trouble. Yeah, they're in trouble, bro.
There will be a point where JURA and KAWAKI will cross paths. Most likely this will lead to them having a battle, since JURA will force KAWAKI to get him to Naruto. However,
they're gonna fight in the Daiko dimension for sure,
and protecting him from any type of danger is priority number one. Devouring an Otsutsuki is the innate desire for all of these Shinjus anyway, and if worse comes to worse, JURA could potentially forgo trying to devour Naruto right away and target KAWAKI instead. That being said, even if JURA does devour KAWAKI, wouldn't that make JURA turn into a divine tree and start sucking the planet dry to harbor chakra fruit? The answer is yes, but that isn't JURA's deepest desire after all. With characters of these power levels even giving Boruto some trouble when they first initially fought, there's no reason for them to just stop right there in terms of progressing their overall power. As mentioned before in some videos, with these Shinjus having the ability of self-awareness, I think it's scary that these villains have the ability to learn and gain more abilities later on. While they can use ninjutsu on some of the people that have turned into a tree, such as with Sasuke and Moegi, there is a chance that these characters become interested in finding ways of higher sources of power, such as with the Otsutsuki. And the only way to do this as of right now is to obtain a Karma Seal from another living Otsutsuki. And currently there are 3 living Otsutsuki right now in the series, with Boruto, KAWAKI, and Momoshiki. And despite Momoshiki becoming a separate entity, he can no longer resurrect anymore. But he and Boruto have essentially become one person after the events of part 1. If a character like JURA wants to obtain this power, he would have to force Boruto or KAWAKI to—
We haven't seen Momoshiki in a while, bro. And I doubt he's plotting something related to this. But I'm still waiting to see what his and Boruto's relationship is going to be like. But I think it's something we don't know about between Boruto and Momoshiki that is causing Boruto to be reluctant to use his karma. Like I said, if Momoshiki gets control of Boruto's body again, in which I said numerous of times, he can, because if Boruto still runs out of chakra, he can take over his body temporarily, not fully resurrect permanently, but temporarily switch, like Sukuna and Yuji. At that point, Boruto's base strength, you add the karma to it, he can destroy the planet. Like, bro, he can. Or he can just unalive everybody close to Boruto and make him lose faith, take control of his body, that's it. That's what I think he's plotting. But if he sees all these divine trees out and about like JURA, HIDARI, he might plan some with them too. I don't know. All I'm gonna say is, Boruto right now is the #1 manga, and when Momoshiki comes out, or even not when Momoshiki comes out, if Boruto even uses his karma, it's breaking the internet because everybody wants to see it. Like, the story's perfect right now, but if they get Momoshiki involved, how he was involved into Boruto's life in part 1, we're reaching new heights already. We keep reaching new heights.
The karma. For a character like Boruto, I think it's safe to say that's not happening since the start of the time skip. Boruto has willingly not used the karma for his own safety, even when in battle against the Shinjus, where he has
for his own safety,
his own power that he telling y'all under Sasuke. However, when it comes to KAWAKI, he has always relied on using the karma whenever he got into a sticky situation. Sure, he has shown some impressive feats without the karma, such as tricking Ishiki with a shadow clone to kill him in the end. But since getting his karma back, KAWAKI has activated created it at will whenever danger presents itself. Even in the beginning of the time skip when he was fighting the Claw Grimes, after getting caught off guard, Kawaki powers up his karma at will in order to protect himself. And by no means this displays that he's weak. He's probably gotten a lot stronger post time skip, especially with the
and he can use his karma.
However, now that there's
all
actually
free willy nilly.
who's trying to target,
it's no
life,
backlash.
Kawaki is gonna have to be
it's
on
not like that for
timing
Boruto.
when it comes to stopping this threat. Even though there are 5 chapters into 2 Blue Vortex, he has no knowledge of JURA yet, and JURA hasn't mentioned Kawaki either, but they will eventually come face to face with each other. Once Kawaki
he's a
realizes
KAWAKI
what
clone.
JURA is trying to accomplish,
for sure.
he will not hold back at all in order to end his life. Kawaki will do whatever it takes to protect Naruto, where he was unapologetic when he first killed Boruto in the Code Arc, and then he threw him under the bus to save his own name after the village realized he did something to Naruto. That's why this battle between Kawaki and JURA will be so important, because the anger of Kawaki could pique JURA's interest when it comes to evolving his overall power. Devouring
And let me say something, bro. Let me say something. If Kawaki does successfully protect Naruto, is he gonna be loved? I mean, his whole thing, why people hate him, is because he treated Naruto how he did. But if he protected Naruto, which a lot of people love, he's a fan favorite, will that change people's opinions about him? And I always say, this is why Kawaki is a good written character. It's because people hate him. If he wasn't well written, nobody would care about him. It's the fact that people have an opinion on him, whether they overly like him or overly hate him. If people are neutral about him, he's not a well written character. The fact that more people have strong emotions about Kawaki than neutral emotions, his character is controversial. You don't have to be controversial to be a well written character. You know, take Eren for example from Attack on Titan. His character was hella controversial. Would you consider him a poorly written character? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Just because he may have some twisted views on the world, if you could sit down and understand where he's coming, then you could understand why he did something like that. But I ain't gonna lie, wiping out 80% of the Earth population, that's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That's unforgivable. 80%, bro? 80%? Bro, you're done. You're right there. You watching this video. You're part of that 80%. Eren killed you off. It was a Titan. You chilling in your house playing the game. A Titan just came. You just look outside. You think it's an earthquake. It's a whole colossal Titan headed right to your house, and you can't run neither. You wondering why it's getting hot. You look at the thermostat. It's 150 degrees in your house. You got the AC on full blast. Why is it 150 degrees in my house? Why is the earth shaking? Oh, it's a colossal Titan outside. You get in your car. You try to drive off. It's nowhere to go. Head to the airport. All the planes done took off. How you gonna get by boat? Nah. They walking in water. Deep ocean, 1,000 feet deep. Their heads are still above the, their shoulders is still above the surface. You're cooked. There's no way to get. Did I just describe how the rumbling would go in real life? Comment how you would get out of that, bro. I don't even know how it got to this, but let's get back into the video.
OTSUTSUKI is ultimately the main goal, but with their thirst for more knowledge about the shinobi world and the Otsutskis, the only thing that these Shinju know about is their innate desire to devour Otsutskis and all life on the planet, dead or alive, which the divine trees do keep a record of. And according to JURA, their overflowing curiosity and thirst for knowledge have surpassed their drive to devour somebody like Boruto, where in the last chapter,
and that's the worst kind of evolution, bro.
Goals to devour a non-Otsutsuki instead. And I actually think that their goal will evolve past that. So now that they yearn for more knowledge, whenever these Shinjus run into their targets, they
don't want to become a divine tree. They want more. They want to evolve themselves. They don't want to be devoured. And that's why they got targets, because they want to keep that power and use it for themselves. He just said he wants to keep evolving, gaining knowledge. And chapter 5 proved that they don't necessarily have to devour somebody to keep evolving. When JURA told each one of them to look deep and find their target, that's a form of evolution. So them just being their self, just talking, interacting with the world, they're already evolving at a fast rate. And when they battle, they're going to evolve as well. It's like Broly. The more he fights, the more he learns, the more he adapts to a situation, the better he gets, the stronger he gets. It's kind of like that. How do you fight someone like that? You know what I'm saying? It's a Broly / Maharaga situation. You're fighting someone, and as you fight, they're constantly getting better and adapting. That's how I think it's gonna go. And I made a video talking about the matchups. Click the top right if you want to watch that, because I went over all the matchups, right? Kawaki versus JURA, Boruto and Sarada versus Hidari, etc. And I was saying a lot of people I'm gonna leave out because, and this fight is going to have to be crazy. This fight is gonna be crazy. Like, y'all want me to include Himawari into this? Bro, Himawari, I understand what y'all think she could probably do, but off of what I seen and off of what she's shown, she's not gonna be useful in this fight. Y'all act like we didn't just see her lose to Chocho in chapter 1, training or not. She's getting bodied by Chocho. Chocho is talking down to her. Let's calm down real quick. Y'all think Mitsuki's gonna help Kawaki? They're gonna fight in a whole different dimension. They're gonna fight in the Daikokuten dimension. They're not even gonna be fighting in this dimension. That's how I see it. So in certain situations I didn't put because it didn't make much sense. And if they're evolving mid-fight, you're gonna have to be at a level a lot of people are not at in the Konoha. I ain't gonna lie. Like, a lot of people should lose their fights, but I was being generous. Boruto and Kawaki, Damon, and even y'all's even saying Code might help. Those guys are really going to have to play a key part into this. Like, if you want me to be for real, this is me just being real, bro.
Possible that these enemies could want to desire more, thanks to learning from not only their future
they
battles,
do desire
but
more.
the realization of how strong some of these characters truly are. When Boruto first battled these Shinjus 4-on-1, he relied on his own skill and ninjutsu to stay alive. However, with a character like Kawaki, who solely relies on the karma now, this could definitely pique the interest of a character like JURA, who's on the quest for more knowledge. That thrive for knowledge is overtaking his will to devour Otsutsukis overall, and if he wants to get access to OTSUTSUKI like powers, JURA may want to reconsider his goal of just devouring Naruto and another Otsutsuki, but to become an Otsutsuki instead. Now, I've already mentioned that JURA could maybe get a karma from Boruto or Kawaki, but another way would be through
Very
Amato.
possible.
Amato has the knowledge to reconstruct karma. However, that would require the host's body to already have Otsutsuki DNA residing within themselves. For somebody like Kawaki, it was simple, as he already had Ishiki's powers dormant inside of him. For a character like JURA,
good guy code is coming, fellas. Good guy code is coming.
Already downloaded on
Mark
his
my
body
words.
before a karma could be built onto him by Amato. And of course, Amato is someone who has switched sides many times before, and his own goal is to revive his daughter through Kawaki's karma. And after the latest chapter, Amato did deduce that his memory was altered by somebody else, and he realized that the karma he reconstructed for Boruto is on Kawaki's body. Since JURA is targeting Naruto and most likely wants to hunt down Kawaki in order to get to him, Amato will do whatever it takes to keep Kawaki alive, to help her resurrect his daughter, since his daughter's DNA is included inside of Kawaki's karma seal. This could mean allowing JURA access to the Daikokuten dimension where Naruto
reverse of omnipotence.
This will only happen out of Kawaki's will. And with Kawaki, he is so hell-bent on protecting Naruto that he is willing to sacrifice his own life to save him. If that means dying to JURA, so be it. Now, can this actually happen where Kawaki does die? The answer is actually yes, and let me explain how.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, because we actually know Kawaki doesn't die, at least until he fights Boruto. I don't feel like I have to go through this. No matter what he says, it's like, we know Kawaki's going to somehow stay alive. And it's not going to be a Kenjaku situation where it's his body, but it's not his mind. Nah. Kawaki's gonna stay. He's not gonna sacrifice himself. We all know that. The only way Kawaki's gonna die is if Boruto just unalives him himself. And that's how I think it might end off. But until that happens, Kawaki you're safe, bro. You're safe.
Kawaki is confirmed to be an Otsutsuki and has mastery of the karma. One of the abilities that Otsutsuki have is to give others their karma seal. We saw this with Momoshiki when he was killed by Boruto during the movie, and during the Code arc, Kawaki suggested to Boruto that he should give Code a karma and make him his vessel. And while this did not happen and Boruto isn't willing to use his karma anymore, Kawaki is. In the scenario that he does get killed, Kawaki could give off a karma to a vessel where he can resurrect after a certain period of time. If so, would Kawaki's vessel be JURA, who would gain his abilities like Ishiki's dojutsu, or would it be someone else? Ultimately, JURA would be at a crossroad when it comes to devouring Naruto. He doesn't have the ability to get to the dimension where Naruto is at, and will have to confront Kawaki one way or another.
He might.
And personally,
he might.
He will have to evolve into a higher being like an Otsutsuki in order to get to that dimension, or force somebody like Amato to help him.
A lot of you guys think he's a Kawaki clone or a Jigen clone.
Desire to devour an Otsutsuki like Boruto or Kawaki. So let me know how you guys feel about this video in the comment section below. How do you think JURA will get to Naruto? I've already made a video discussing about this initially, but I personally think that JURA will have to evolve into a higher being such as an Otsutsuki.
Look, man, this is what's gonna happen. If JURA doesn't know where Naruto is at right now, he's gonna do his investigation before he pops out. Or EIDA might tell Kawaki that one of them is after Naruto. And this is when Kawaki just gonna start freaking out. He's probably gonna go check on Naruto, and that's when JURA's gonna find out where he's at. You know, he gotta check on him just to make sure he's alright, and then JURA's gonna find out where he's at. But like I said, if he does make Kawaki retreat into the Daikokuta dimension, JURA could possibly just stick a claw mark onto it and follow him there. There's plenty of ways to get there, but when you get there, you might be frozen. So you have to find a way to bypass that obstacle. But besides that, there's plenty of ways for JURA to get into the Daikokuta dimension without even becoming OTSUTSUKI. So shout out my boy It's Meek for the video. Very entertaining video. I like the insight, and I like the theory, bro. If JURA actually becomes a perfect OTSUTSUKI, a lot of stuff in the story changes. You know, I think he can have the tools to be like the main villain. He has the tools. He has the aura. He has the drive. I think it's a possibility that could actually happen. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section, bro. How will JURA get to Naruto? If you have a different way, or if you have a way nobody else ever heard. Let me hear your own theories. You know, if you got any of your own theories, put it in the comment section. Not what somebody else said and you're gonna tell me, because odds are I already know. A lot of you guys have said it already. But leave your comments down below in the comment section below. I'm gonna be reading all of them and giving my feedback, and I'm gonna tell you guys what I think. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out. Peace.